that mankind has been manipulated by extraterrestrials, interdimensionals, some other being other than human beings.
To end this edition of UFOs Hard Evidence, here's a look at some recent and not so recent video footage gleaned from UFO enthusiasts around the world. Until the next time, thanks for watching, and we look forward to the pleasure of your company again in the not too distant future.
Occurred on Saturday the 29th of April. What was unusual about this sighting was there were actually 4 separate sightings of craft within the space of roughly an hour and a half. This first piece of video you can see here shows a UFO with an aircraft in its very immediate vicinity. The aircraft seems to be above the cloud because it gets obscured behind the cloud. The UFO is actually, I believe, beneath it because it hovers underneath. So there could be some distance between the 2 craft, but still in aviation terms, it's quite a near-miss event. So I think it's quite significant for those reasons. You can also see that there's quite a bit of aircraft traffic in the vicinity. It's a very busy part of London. You've got City Airport in the east, and you've got traffic coming into Heathrow in the west. It's very busy. This second sighting occurred approximately 30 minutes after the first, at around 3:22 p.m. Again, this object was quite indeterminate in shape, possibly spherical, very reflective, and was visible for approximately about a minute. Again, it appeared beside a cloud, hovered, and disappeared. Okay, we've seen 2 objects this afternoon. One was just a couple of minutes ago, very high altitude, that direction. It wasn't very near, but definitely a solid structured craft. That's 2 sightings in about 35 minutes, so very, very exciting. I'm hoping that on these craft. This third object was probably the most unusual out of the 4. It consisted of a dumbbell type of craft, 2 spheres very closely linked together. As you'll be able to see from the video, seems to be a kind of rotation going on with these 2 objects, and you'll also notice the top of the spheres seems to blink in and out of visibility, very unusual. Again, suggests that this isn't a balloon or 2 balloons strung together, because again, it's swaying on a particular axis, and if these were balloons being buffeted around by the wind, you wouldn't really expect this kind of uniform rotation going on. I believe that personally this is some kind of dumbbell craft that is actually coming in and out of our dimensional plane, if you like. God knows what the physics involved is, but you know, one minute you can see this object, and the next minute it's kind of hazy. This final object appeared at approximately 4:20, roughly 35 minutes after the dumbbell craft. Again, it just appeared from out of the blue. What's interesting about this object is that it seems to hug the contour of the clouds. Now, it seems to me that it's definitely under intelligent control. If it were a balloon, you'd expect it to just be blown around randomly in the sky, but it's actually following the contour of this cloud as if to keep itself concealed from inquisitive eyes. This whole event drew to a close roughly about 4:25. So we're talking about an hour and a half in which 4 craft appeared at separate times. Again, this sets a precedent for me. I think it's very significant that these craft are appearing in greater numbers and more often. I think there's definite hint that this is an attempt at communication by the occupants or the pilots of these objects.